What is up, everyone? Welcome to Reality Room Podcast with Paul
and Nate,
bringing you the newest cast analysis for Survivor 38's Edge of Extinction. Okay, guys, so it's a pretty hype season. I'm pretty excited about it. Not so sure about the twist they have, but the contestants look pretty cool, so we're gonna go break them down one by one. So first things first, what they have right now are 4 returning players. So we're gonna go break those 4 down first, and then we're going to break it down tribe by tribe. All right, so let's get started. And with our is that tweet?
That's new. There we go.
with our Survivor Edge of Extinction cast analysis. It was like twitching there for a second.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start with our first returning player. We have Joe Anglim. He's 29 now. He's a multimedia artist. He was on Worlds Apart and on Second Chance. He got pretty far in both of them. He's like an art guy. He's really down to earth and chill. I'm sure you guys have seen him before. He's a Survivor super fan, obviously. And basically what he's learned since then is that he has to adapt in order to win. One thing we know about him as well is that he's also a super mega comp beast.
Yeah.
Nate, thoughts?
And mind you, it took him 2 seasons to realize that he needs to adapt to the playing ground. It's just, he is the person I am least excited for. Like, I don't understand why people still like him other than the fact that he's like attractive. Like, that's the only reason why. Like, he's the worst Aussie bot that has ever played Survivor, in my opinion. He cannot adapt to the game whatsoever. If he's able to adapt and actually play the game this time, like, I'll be surprised, and like, I'll give credit where credit is due, but like, eventually he's going to be relying on his challenge wins, and it's just like, dude, like, he just doesn't get it. He's also really boring TV. Like, I just don't enjoy seeing him on Survivor at all. I don't know. Like,
I think what we see from Joe is, you know, he's a very good-natured guy. Like, great guy. Like, I would have a beer with him at any point.
Yeah.
However, it's like what you said. He had to rely too often on his challenge wins in the past, and it's not even anything to do with him.
Yeah.
It's just because he's that much of a threat.
Yeah.
Like, he's that good at competitions that people know right from the get-go. This guy's powerful. He has to go sooner rather than later. I mean, I hope he can overcome it. I hope that
I want him gone as soon as possible. I just don't want to see him in the season at all.
I hope he plays it down a little bit, but like his competition prowess.
Mm-hmm.
If he's smart, that's what he's gonna have to do. He's gonna have to try less, which is ironic, but it's probably it's necessary.
They should have just brought Jay back from Millennials versus Gen X. Like, Jay and David would have been like a much more interesting like pair up rather than like Kelly and Joe. And on top of that, Jay is just smarter. Like, and that's not saying a lot. And he can tone down the challenge stuff. Like, people don't remember Jay for challenges. They remember him for being just a sneaky little bastard. And that's
right.
I just find him incredibly more entertaining. But like, the fact of the matter is, we have Joe.
I was actually looking at someone saying that they should have brought back Devin, like, instead of Joe. I mean,
who's Devin again?
Devin was from 36. He was a really tall guy. Just Google him real quick. Devin Pinto, I believe his name was.
I don't remember him. From this past season?
No, 36. Right, but anyway, people were saying that they should have brought back Devin instead, which I thought, you know, they have a similar like body build, and he was like a nice chill guy. So I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, Now let's.
There's not much to say about Joe because there's just not much there.
Not yet, Joe. Make it happen this season.
No, please don't. I just go home like third or fourth boot, please.
All right, we now have our second contestant. We have returnee Aubry Bracco. She is 32 years old now. She is a marketing director. She was in Kaorang and Game Changers.
Yeah.
She enjoys gardening, crayon melting, and astrology. She even talked about astrology in her in one of her interviews pre-season. She was like, "Oh, Jeff's a Scorpio. I want to know more about him." That was kind of funny. Anyway, she of course she did the classic which Survivor contestant are you most like? She put herself.
Yeah.
She never quits and doesn't want Game Changers to be her final Survivor, and she wants to bring Ty with her because he's good at finding food.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
To be fair to Aubry, like I wouldn't want my Game Changers to be my last season either.
That's fair.
It wasn't the best season, but it was all right. I mean, Aubry had a strong showing. Regardless, she got 5th. Strategically, she has it. I don't really think that that's really up to question. I just think she just is too willing to play things safe, which is ironic considering her first season, where she was probably the most balls to the wall player outside of Jason that entire season. But I think if she needs to push the envelope a little bit this season because people are looking at Game Changers and just being like, oh, she didn't do anything. And to be fair to her, she really didn't have to do anything.
She didn't. She didn't have to.
Yeah, so she we've seen both both ends of the spectrum from Aubry in terms of gameplay. She can play under the radar and she can play on the opposite end. It's just the first pre-merge is going to be rough. It usually is rough for Aubry just because it's difficult for her to find her place. When she finds her place like usual, she'll be fine. So I'll be surprised if she goes home before the jury.
And by the way, guys, if you are watching live, be sure to talk to us in the chat, and we'll respond to any questions, any thoughts you might have, just whatever. But yeah, I mean, with Aubry, I think she'll probably get far. She has shown that she can go as far as you have to go in this game, strategic wise. She has the capability. So if she can bring that out again, then I think she can have a strong showing this season, and she wants to have that strong showing.
Yeah.
And so one thing that she said in her one of her interviews was that she prides herself in being vulnerable, meaning that she basically just shows herself always. Which I don't know if that's it's probably a good thing in making relationships, but it's also a good thing of straining relationships, because if you're always being so natural and yourself, sometimes depending on your personality, I'm sure she's fine, honestly. Yeah. But it could be off-putting depending on the situation.
Yeah, I think she'll be fine though. I mean, if she was outed for being an abrasive personality, I think she would have been by now. I don't think there's a season that she's been on where people don't walk away and are like, oh, I really didn't like Aubry. Debbie being an exception, and even Debbie was just I don't hate her, I just don't love her type of thing. So it's just I feel like Aubry is she'll be fine. You put Aubry in a season, she'll do well. Again, if she goes out before jury, I'll be shocked. So or before merge, more accurately, knowing the twist for the season.
All right, now let's go on to our next contestant, who the two other returnees are on the next tribe. So let's check her out. We have Kelly Wentworth, who is honest. She was one of my favorites. Honestly. Yes. I really, really love Kelly. So Kelly Wentworth, she's 31. She's a marketing manager. She was in San Juan del Sur and Second Chance. She likes photography, walking dogs, and witchcraft. Wentworth, the phrase Wentworth does not count is her claim to fame, obviously. She's a fairly straightforward person, just in my view. And she did the classic thing that Aubry also did. Survivor contestant she's most like herself, Kelly Wentworth. Nate, thoughts?
This is probably the returnee I'm most excited about. Out of the 4, Kelly has the most potential of moving forward, in my opinion. I think that her track record, like, honestly, like, the moment you underestimate Wentworth is the moment you're going to lose to Wentworth. And unfortunately, I think that is what is going to bite a lot of people in the ass this season if they let her get far. Because
well, here's the thing. Do you think people are going to underestimate her this season?
Because they absolutely yes.
Really?
Yes. And okay. My reasoning is because her first season she didn't do well. I think that's and a lot of people are still holding that against her, which I think is ridiculous.
Mostly it was a testament to her dad.
Yeah, it had a lot to do with her dad. She got screwed over by a twist, not by a twist, but she got screwed over by a swap. Yep. And San Juan del Sur isn't real Survivor. If you it's a fantastic season. It is at its core Survivor, but most seasons Survivor, there's only 2 seasons of Survivor where you're playing with your loved ones. And that completely changes the dynamic because you have one person that you can honestly trust no matter what, because they have the exact same goal as you and they will never go against you because they know that they can trust you no matter what as well. So it completely changes the dynamic in terms of trying to build relationships, because it's really you're playing as pairs rather than as someone individually. Right. And Wentworth just kind of if people didn't watch Second Chances, if she goes into the game like, hey, first time I went and played the game, I was the 5th boot. I'm not threatening. People are going to underestimate her. They're going to be she needs a second chance. And if they and even looking at Second Chances, she was on the bottom for a large portion of that game. Yes, she made it to 4th place. But that had a large majority, a lot of that had to do with people that were on top rather than her. She wasn't controlling a lot of votes. Really, the majority of the time, she was saving her own skin. And that's
what you got to do.
Yeah, she did what she had to do, and that's a good part of her game. But, I'm waiting to see.
She was really close.
Oh, she was so close. If she got to the end, she wins. That's just how it was.
I mean, that's how the game, basically.
But Wentworth, she knows how to find idols. It's evident by the fact that I think she's the only woman ever to find 2 idols in one season. I don't quote me on that, but I think that's true.
That sounds right to me. I don't recall any other ones.
And I think she's not,
or maybe the first to find it twice.
Yeah, I think she's the first woman to find it twice. She's not the first woman to find it once without a clue. That would go to what's her face from
We're getting sidetracked.
Island. She was an early boot. I can't remember her name. But she was awesome. But Wentworth,
anyway,
she'll be strong. If she goes out early, I'll be surprised. I'm rooting for her. I want her to do well, but even if I wasn't rooting for her, I feel
You guys can tell that Nate's a big fan of Kelly.
I am a big Wentworth fan.
He's been talking for 3 minutes. Relax.
Yeah, I just feel if she it would pumped. I am pumped to see her back. I think she deserves it because people are already talking down about her, and I'm like, oh, she's not a good player. I'm and these are the same people who are saying Sierra.
You know player. What? To add on to what you said, and I sent you this picture yesterday. Yeah. But I was looking at the Wikipedia for the season, and somebody changed Kelly Wentworth's name to Kelly Wentworthless, and I had to literally Google her to make sure that she didn't change her name to that, for the memes, which would have been hilarious if she did, because that would be amazing. Really, she should do that just to troll the haters. Exactly. But she'll be fine. The same people are saying that she doesn't deserve a 3rd shot are the same people who say that Sierra Easton is one of the best players of all time. Shut up. Just shut up. I don't know. All right. But with that, let's go into our next contestant who it's this person's only 2nd time playing. It's so weird how most of the people it's their 3rd time. Yeah. For the returnees, but whatever. Anyway, we have David Wright. Mm-hmm. This was actually the first season I watched before binging them all. David Wright, 44, actually, and this was the first season we covered on this channel. So really good memories here. Yeah. 44 television writer from Millennials versus Gen X.
Mm-hmm.
As only returnee to play one season, as I said. Chess. He enjoys chess, 3D printing, and figuring out how to live forever. I mean, honestly, dude, same. Based on pet peeves, he doesn't seem to like surprises, and he gets kind of startled easily.
Yeah.
He describes himself as being OCD, nervous, and paranoid. I think we've all seen a little bit of that.
Mm-hmm.
The Survivor contestant he is most like, David Wright, of course. I mean, like when I read it on Aubry's,
yeah,
I was like,
original, and then you move to the other.
Yeah, I mean, but they were all original when they wrote it.
Yeah.
But like just reading it 3 times, it's just kind of like, ugh. So they all made the same joke, but they all think they're clever. But the fact that everyone made the same joke means it's not clever.
Exactly.
So the only clever one there was Joe.
Who else are they gonna put? Like, who's David gonna put? Like Ozzy or like, but no, like the biggest thing going against David is David. He got pretty damn lucky in Millennials versus Gen X in the pre-merge.
He really did. Like he could have easily been a first out.
Oh, so he got
a second out, or
third, fourth. There were so many chances where people he just happened to be the second to worst, least threatening, least threatening person.
And he also did a questionable early idol play.
I agree with that one, actually. I think it was more along the lines of we just got out the other tyrant. This new tyrant thinks that they're going to take over, and I think they're just as bad as the previous tyrant, so we're just going to take them out too. Like that, I agree with that move. That person did not have David's best interests at heart. I was fine with that. And he gained an ally in Jessica too. So,
but really, Jessica was more loyal to Ken, was it that season?
Well, that's because she got swapped onto a tribe with Ken.
But even before that, anyway. I'm getting sidetracked here. I mean, I like David a lot that season. He was fun to watch, especially after the merge. I mean, before the merge, it was fun to see him struggle to survive.
Yeah,
and then he made the play with the idol, which I still don't think that was his. I still think he should have just kept the idol, honestly. But anyway, then post merge, he had a lot of good plays. He made the fake idol, the one that got Jay sent home. Fantastic play. He said in his interview that he wants to make a fake advantage, and he wants the fake advantage to be that at tribal council, they pull it out and they are the only person who decides who goes home. So he wants them to pull it out and for them to say who they want to be sent home, so he can start some pandemonium.
That would be fantastic.
It's not likely.
It's not likely. He would have to pull it on someone that's never seen the show before, or is not a super fan, because otherwise it's just not gonna work.
It's just an OP power and just never
granted, Survivor has some ridiculous powers, but there's American Survivor, at least they've never put in something that is unfair.
Yeah, it's never so OP that it's always it's a super idol, but you need 2 idols to use it or something.
Yeah, exactly. And the last time they had a super idol where it wasn't you had to work to get it. It was just Jeff just said in an interview, we just put it in a hole somewhere. We didn't expect someone to actually find it. That was Jeff's whole thing with that. And then they're okay, yeah, someone's going to find it. Let's just make it actually difficult to make a super idol. So
that was Tony's season for that one.
That was Tony. Yeah. He he's just I found a tree that looks like a rocket. I think this is where the super idol is. That's literally what happened. I
can't believe I found it. I found the super idol.
That was such a bad goat scream, but whatever. Or llama, whatever the animal was. But no, it was. But no, it's just David. It's just he has to get past the first few rounds. If he doesn't, he's gonna be out before merge. It's just. I think the best thing going for David is that he's a good alliance member to have, and I think just with the returnee season, when I don't he's on the tribe with Kelly, right?
Yes.
Okay, if he was on the tribe with Aubry, like I felt like that would,
and both of them are. I
Yeah.
mean, both Kelly and him are kind of underdogs. So it's
they're underdogs. Yeah, it makes sense. But it's like, oh, I don't know how that's gonna work out. Like Aubry and Joe is a weird match too. I think they might have done that on purpose. But
I think so too, and I'm so hyped for it.
Yeah, that's like Aubry and Joe just don't match up whatsoever.
I don't think Aubrey's going to be working with Joe. I just
Yeah.
don't think so.
Yeah, and Kelly, well, they might because they're both vets, but like their ways of playing the game are just so different. And then Kelly and David, I think, might be able to think like together on the same wavelength. But David, I feel like is a much more honest player, whereas Kelly is more secretive. So I don't know how that's gonna line up. So
Well, David has like his inner demons.
Yeah, for sure. But like he's more of the let's take the opportunity now, whereas Kelly is more of the I want to wait this out type of player. She's much more patient than David. So it's sometimes that worked in David's favor, sometimes it didn't. It was just that like it's just not, I don't feel like it's going to match up. It's like, especially because David doesn't have as much experience as Kelly does. She has the experience of her strategy working out. She has the experience of it not working out. So whereas David only has the experience of his strategy working out. So
I mean, it's a testament to him only playing once.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
He'll probably have something that doesn't work out this time.
Yeah.
All right, so we're now going to get to the newbies of the season. Starting off with our girl, Victoria BAAMONDE. Yeah, I apologize if I butcher your name. She is 23 years old. She's from Bronx, New York. Hey, New York. I'm from New York. I can do this. She's a waitress. She enjoys hiking, painting, and visual art, and cooking. Her pet peeve is her guinea pig named Peeve. She does not like stupid questions. Okay. She considers herself to be controlling, which I thought was fairly interesting because not too many people admit when they're controlling. Ambitious and witty. Her inspiration is her inspiration is her actual guinea pig, who I don't know if she has two guinea pigs, but her inspiration is her actual guinea pig named Scamp, who has been sick since she got her and apparently has been to the vet multiple times. She's extremely ambitious and confident and considers herself to be most like Matthew Freeberg.
Yeah.
There's some rumors about her, like she posted something and people thought like, hey, she either won or got last.
I don't know.
I forgot that was her.
I'm excited to see her. I think she's interesting at the very least. Like if you're a waitress, like that's already a point in your book because you're able to deal with people and put on a fake smile for at least a few hours and then kind of walk away and like shout and punch a tree. But I like the fact that she relates to Malcolm. Out of all like the most recent people, I think Malcolm is probably one of the better ones to relate yourself to without being like, oh, I'm like a winner. Like that's.
I thought it was a unique choice to pick Malcolm.
Yeah, and especially
like since, like visually they look completely different.
Oh yeah, but I'm excited to see how she plays. She's from New York. I mean, the tri-state area has been the tri-state area has been doing very well recently. So like in Survivor, like ever since 28, we've had at least like on the regular, I consistently, I should say, we've had at least one person from the tri-state area in the final 3. So I think I'm excited to see her. I hope she does well, and that's all I can really say.
Fair enough. I mean, I'm pretty excited to see her play. She's young. She probably has a lot of energy, but she's also willing to get her hands dirty, witty. I acknowledging that you're controlling is very good, especially when you're 23.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people are controlling their entire lives and no one ever has the balls to like call them out on it. But she's calling herself out. She's like, yeah, I'm controlling, whatever. just the way it is. I hope she doesn't.
And either she's very, very controlling and it's just in her face, or it's the exact opposite and she's not that controlling. She just thinks she is. So it's just.
It's better to be that, honestly.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
Especially in Survivor, because like then to like tamp her down. So we'll see if she's able to do that.
All right.
Yeah.
Next.
Oh, you're calling the shots now. All right.
Okay.
All right. We got Julia Carter. She is 24. She lives in Bethesda, Maryland. She's a medical assistant. She enjoys traveling, shopping, and eating. I mean, when one of your hobbies is eating, you know, I mean, it just really means you couldn't think of anything else. Does not like being ignored, and also does not like people who post everything on social media. I agree with that. She describes herself as being adventurous, resilient, and personable. She loves her family and is planning to help them financially, and to also help pay off her student loans. She most relates to Jeremy, and she's a team player who is not afraid of making risky moves. Nate, thoughts?
If there was ever a candidate preseason for who I think would get the biggest purple edit out of everyone, it's her. Like that's harsh, but like it's not saying she won't it's not saying she won't make an impact whatsoever, like, or like she doesn't have game. I just don't think we'll see her. And like it's just so many signs. Like it's just a shame because like a lot of people who come in as like are in medicine, they call themselves like relatable, and they're like, oh, I'm a communicator, and they relate themselves to a winner. We've seen that time and time again. Like it's just I like, unless she's got this like very loud personality, I just don't see her doing like being like memorable. Like that's my critique on her. Like I don't think she's gonna be memorable.
I hope she does have a loud personality then. It would be way better. And then people could comment, "Oh, Nate was wrong. Oh, Nate was wrong. Yo,
I hope she does. I hope she proves me wrong. I'd like nothing more than to be proven
28
wrong.
minutes in. Nate was wrong.
She gets one confessional. Nate was wrong. She's not the purple edit. Like, and then like the rest of the season, you don't see her.
I mean, you never know. Yeah, I don't think that she'll get far. But she does say she's not afraid of making risky moves. But
that's what everybody says going into the season.
Not necessarily. A lot of people say, "Oh, I just want to work with a solid alliance."
Yeah. Team
player and willing to make risky moves.
Yeah.
But you know what that means, right?
Yeah, that means she's willing to betray people.
No. I mean, if you say you're a team player and willing to make risky moves, that's assuming you're in charge of the team.
Yeah. Oh, true. Yeah.
So maybe she is that leader. I mean, I don't know. Like I'm just being hopeful, you know?
Yeah, I know. I'm he is the optimist. I am the realist.
I'm also pessimistic at times. So yeah. I'm a mixed bag. But yeah, I hope for the best for her, honestly. But I don't know how much that's gonna help. All right, let's get to our next contestant. We have our boy Ron Clark. He is 46 years old. He's from Atlanta, or lives in Atlanta, rather. He is a teacher, and he started his own Ron Clark Academy. Basically, he teaches like passion and like inspirational, I guess, leadership to students at his academy. He considers himself to be a sore loser, like a really bad sore loser. Like if he loses at anything, he might be really mad. You might hear about it a lot, according to him. He considers himself to be a visionary, compassionate. Also, he considers himself to be a mean girl. Mean girl. Okay, Ron.
I find him very interesting. I like.
He's also a Cooper fan, by the way.
I noticed. Yeah, he's like been watching since Borneo. He rewatches and he just debates stuff. Like I like this guy. Like I personally relate to him. Obviously, it's just I'm excited to see what he does. But the more that we delve into this tribe, the less likely that I think that Joe's I want to be less of a challenge threat strategy is going to work, because like I'm just seeing that this tribe is not as physically strong as the other one.
Well. Here's the thing about Ron. He says that one of the things that he wants to bring on the island is a returning player, so that he himself is not a target. So the target's on them.
Yeah.
So he could be using these returning players as a scapegoat, and Joe would be the perfect candidate.
Oh, fantastic candidate for him.
Let's just take a look at this guy's face. I think he can, I think he has that sneaky little face that wants to take Joe out. like
Maybe that or use Joe to his advantage.
Yeah, that too. Second or third tribal council. He's
not gonna mix well with Aurora. I just see the chewing gum, like, oh jeez.
All right, let's get to our next contestant. We have Eric HAFEMANN. Eric is 34. He lives in Livermore, California, and he's a firefighter. He enjoys backpacking, basketball, woodworking, basically anything outdoors. This is going to be a consistent theme. A lot of people just say, "Yeah, I like everything outdoors." Okay, okay, cool. He says just when I read it, he seemed to be a pretty humble guy, but he hates people who think that they're all that and act like it. He's enthusiastic, outgoing, and spontaneous. He's inspired by his son, who was diagnosed with autism when he was 2. He's a really religious man, and the survivor that he relates to the most is Tony Velachos. Nate, thoughts? I can see him relating as Tony. Honestly,
I don't.
I'm a firefighter, man.
Yeah, he's a firefighter. That doesn't make him Tony. Like,
well, he said spontaneous to describe himself, and Tony's very spontaneous.
He's very spontaneous, but the thing about Tony is that Tony isn't cocky. I just get a cocky vibe off of him. I don't know why.
About Eric? That's ironic because he says he hates cocky people.
Yeah, well, typically, if you're I can speak from experience because I'm a cocky bastard, but like, typically, if you're cocky, if you're cocky, you don't like cocky people. Like that's just how it is, because you don't like it when people are like up in your face and like, oh, I'm better than you, and then you're like, no, I'm better than you, and let me prove it. So it's just,
we're all better than each other.
Yeah. So, but it's just, yeah, and he even says, I don't think we are very similar people, and he's like, I think we agree fundamentally on how you play the game. Yeah, I think he'll be fine. I think he'll go deep. If he goes early, he'll be blindsided. But I think he'll be fine. I think he'll go deep enough. It's just, I worry for his ego.
Well, I'm going based off only what he says. And if he says that he is not cocky, then he is not cocky. Famous last words.
Jeez.
But yeah, if he is a strong guy and not cocky, he could be the guy that fits into the trope where, like, he starts off looking like a real hero and then eventually like delves down into like the villain path later on based on like edits.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen that in multiple reality shows over the past couple of decades. So it's possible that we will see that from him, which is always an interesting arc to view, by the way.
Yeah.
If he makes it far, or maybe he is cocky like Nate says. And
I now know why I think he's cocky. It's in his pet peeves. I try to remember that 99.9% of the time I am not the smartest, coolest, most interesting, deserving, or important person in the room. That's the sign of someone that recognizes they're cocky and is trying to like fix it. And like, because I do that. I do that a lot, and I know we're gonna get cocky from him. That's just what it is. I
am not the most interesting person on this podcast.
I think he's gonna be braggadocious. That's just what it is.
It's very possible. But I don't know. Based on I believe him. Believe him. All right, let's get to our next contestant. We have our girl Aurora McCreary. Aurora is 32 years old, from Orlando, Florida. She is a divorce lawyer. She enjoys rock climbing, adventure racing, and brunch. She dislikes know-it-alls. She dislikes know-it-alls, ignorant people, and people who play the victim, and homophobes. That's a pretty hefty list of dislikes. I mean, the homophobe thing I get. The homophobe thing, obviously.
Yeah.
But disliking know-it-alls and ignorant people, that means you can't know everything and you can't know nothing. You gotta be in the middle. That's it, right?
She sounds like a lawyer.
You gotta be in the middle. That's it. Not know everything, not know nothing. Right in the middle.
Honestly, I feel like Aurora is just a blindside waiting to happen. Like, she reminds me of Natalia from last season.
Maybe. But a little bit more about her. She was her biggest inspiration is her brother, because he took care of her when they were sent to foster care, when they were after being taken away from their biological mom. Don't know what that story is, but we might see it on the show. It'll be interesting. Yeah. One of the players, she put down a bunch of players that she likes, but one that she likes, actually I wrote them all down. She likes Tyson for his manipulation, which honestly, if she can play anything close to Tyson did in his third play, that would be pretty cool. Sierra for her attitude, with Sierra with the C, and Michaela for die-hard competitiveness.
Sierra has an attitude?
Apparently.
No,
her general attitude, I guess.
For her, and foot in the mouth moments. Like, I don't think she knows who Sierra is. Like, for Sierra, Sierra didn't really have attitude. She had a presence. I wouldn't say Sierra had attitude.
But this is linguistics right here.
I know. It's just
This is so nitpicky, Nate. But
it's not nitpicky. I don't think she knows who Sierra is, because Sierra was not the person that she's describing. I don't know. It's just, I feel like Michaela is more attitude and foot in the mouth.
But she doesn't like Michaela's attitude. She likes Sierra's attitude. Hold on. Maybe I miswrote.
No, you didn't.
You have it open? Oh, you have it open? Okay.
Yeah, it's Sierra Easton. This is I don't know why she's liking an attitude to Sierra. I don't find Sierra to be like, I don't know. But it's just I feel like Aurora is going to be entertaining, regardless. I want Aurora to do well, just on paper, but I just feel like she's a blindside waiting to happen.
Divorce lawyers are that's good that she's a divorce lawyer, because she can remain straight faced, probably.
Yes.
Even through really, really harsh
neutrality is good.
Yeah. Well, not necessarily neutrality. It's really taking divorce lawyer. It's can really take a side and go hard for that side. So she might be a really, really loyal person, possibly. Or know how to be. I'm not sure. I mean,
we'll see. I feel like there's a lot that's up in the air with this season because of the fact that we have returning players. It's either going to be there's going to be the returning players controlling everything, or it's going to be just a complete mess. Yeah. So it's one or the other. I'm hoping for the complete mess, because in all honesty, that's way more entertaining. And I don't want another Redemption Island South Pacific season. I want more Philippines. But we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, we want returning two returning players to leave pre-merge and two to make post-merge. That's
more ideal. Yeah.
That's the best scenario in my eyes. Let's go to our next contestant. We have Julie Rosenberg. She is 46 years old, from New York City. She is a toy maker. She enjoys psychological thrillers, hot yoga classes, and escape rooms. She dislikes hoarders, so it probably means that she's really organized. Yep. She describes herself as being underestimated, determined, and neurotic. She's inspired by her husband for being such a great parent to their kid or children. I don't know if she has more than one. She's on Survivor for the challenge and has applied multiple times in the past. I don't know how long. I think it was a pretty long time, though. I think the last decade at least. Nate, thoughts?
I like her. One, she's a super fan. Most people would not choose Stephanie LaGrossa as someone that they're similar to, nor remember who Stephanie LaGrossa is during this time of Survivor. If they're a casual fan, like a new fan, I'm excited for her for that. One, I also like the fact that she chose Dawn because, like, despite the fact that Dawn had her crazy moments in Fans vs. Favorites too, Dawn was actually a very good player. And I will fight people for that because I do think that Dawn is underrated, and just because she was like emotional, I don't care if you're emotional. If you're a good player, you're a good player. It's just, I think she's gonna bring.
I haven't heard the name Dawn in a while.
Usually when Brenda is involved, you hear Dawn. But when you say Dawn 3 times from a mirror, Brenda appears behind you asking for your teeth.
Give that a try. I wouldn't mind a Survivor contest. I wouldn't mind seeing Brenda. I'll get her autographed after she knocks my teeth out.
But no, it's it's unfortunate that, like, she has, like, this is gonna come off sexist and ageist, but like her age and her gender is not a good combination, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
It's gonna be tough for the first few rounds. If she is the strong older woman archetype that I personally is one of my favorite archetypes in Survivor,
and they've had a lot of those recently.
Yeah. I think she could go down as probably one of my favorite contestants ever, but I hope she does well. Also, she's from New York, which, as you know, I'm a big fan of the tri-state area in Survivor. But
and you know, she has like that creative mindset too, like being a toy maker. So she probably is more an outgoing person.
Yeah.
If I had to guess, maybe she's not. Who knows? I'm so careful when I talk. No, I'm not. I'm not going to be I'm not going to be careful anymore. She's outgoing.
She is outgoing, and I think that's going to work for her and maybe against her if she talks too much. But she's from New York. I'm sure she gets, like, if you're from New York, you know, when you talk too much, you start hating your own voice. So it's just
I don't know if I could ever hate my own voice. that's the real testament to living in New York.
It's true.
Knowing when you're talking too much, but still not hating the voice.
That's true.
All right, let's go on to our next contestant.
Okay.
All right, we got our boy Gavin Whitson. He's 23. He lives in Irwin, Tennessee. He's a YMCA program director. He enjoys going to Disney and watching The Office. He dislikes people who vape and also dislikes slow texters. Ugh. I mean, I'm slow when I text sometimes, but you know, it's whatever. He describes himself as being sarcastic, hungry, and a dreamer. His claim to fame is that he asked a girl out who said no, and then asked her out again a year later, and she said yes, and they are now engaged after 4 or 5 years.
Oh, nice.
He would like to bring his Xbox so he can play Fortnite and watch Netflix. But like I know you're shaking your head over the
Fortnite,
over the Fortnite, but no, the real question is who the hell plays Xbox over PlayStation? Nowadays?
I don't play either, so I'm a Switch man.
I'm a Switch too. Maybe I'll add you later. But anyway, I'm glad, like, a lot of people play Fortnite. Like, a lot of people do. And especially 6 months ago, or a couple of months ago, is probably when he went out. It was even more. Yeah, it was even more.
It was at the height of its popularity when
exactly.
Filmed. So that's part of it. But like,
I think even I was playing back then.
I played for 3 hours and then I removed it from my laptop.
But Gavin also has the mindset that if you want something, you get off your ass and go get it.
Yeah, I mean, he likens himself to Keith Nail, which I feel like is some good self-awareness. I feel like he'll be smarter than Keith, hopefully.
Don't think, feel.
I hope he is. like if we have a younger Keith Nail, I don't know how I would be able to handle that. Like, Keith by himself is fine. I don't want a Keith bot. And it's interesting to note that he does say that, like, Keith Nail was the only person that could stand up with Joe Anglim. He's aware who Joe is. And Joe's on his tribe.
And Joe's on the tribe. Maybe he'll be the only guy to step up against him. I mean, that it's like a little poetic.
Yeah, it's poetic. I hope he's the guy that takes out Joe, because that'll just prove to me myself that Joe does not deserve to be on another season.
It'll be Gavin and Ron Clark working together to take out Joe.
I hope so, please.
Maybe, or they form an alliance with him.
Okay. I'm good with this tribe. Are you good with this tribe?
Yep, and I don't think I said the tribe name, but this the last 7 contestants were from the Kama tribe.
You're from New York.
I'm still gonna say Kama. Shut up. and they're on the tribe with Joe and Aubry. The next tribe is the Manu tribe. This is a tribe with Kelly and David, and our first contestants that we're going over today. From I sound like I'm doing like a presentation at work. First thing today is Reem Dolly or Daly. She is 46 years old. She is from Ashburn, Virginia, or lives there rather, and her job is just sales. Vague. I like it. She enjoys chess, kickball, and neighborhood security. She's probably like a neighborhood watch lady, which is I don't know if that's fun or not fun. I guess it depends. She dislikes bad manners. She's inquisitive, tenacious, and energetic. She loves her family, her mom, and her kids. She wants to challenge herself and has been a fan since the year 2000.
Also, another person who chose Stephanie LaGrossa. I'm very happy with that, and she chose Rudy. I don't think anybody would choose Rudy in this day and age. Rudy. And not because he's like an older person that did well in Survivor. It's simply because he just doesn't care. I'm excited for Reem. I hope she does well.
Maybe she doesn't care either.
I hope she I don't care if she doesn't care. I want her to do well because I think she's gonna be hilarious. She literally does not care about anything about warmth and like being like warm on the island, which is fantastic. That's a good thing to be concerned about.
She'll be stone cold, as they say.
Yeah, I really hope she is like literally the older lady does not give a shit. If we get another what's her face?
Natalie?
No, season 9. Second place. Lost to Chris.
Can't just say that like off the expect me to just know off the bat.
Oh, I hate that I don't know her name because she's so great. Hold on, I'll look this lady up because she's amazing.
Season 9. I just typed in season 9. I didn't even type in Survivor. That's how.
Good job.
That's how whatever. The Walking Dead popped up.
It starts with an L. I don't think that's right though. Twyla. If we get someone like Twyla, I will be excited. If she's like Twyla, oh please just take my money, go for it in the game, please just do it. I want to see as much as possible of you. Like,
all right, shut up and take Nate's money. Come on, Survivor 38. Let's do this.
Yeah, and she said words mean zero to me, actions speak louder. That's a very good mantra to have, especially in Survivor.
Nate, we're gonna put your wallet at the edge of extinction,
and it'll just have Reem's name on it, like
Reem.
And she's a super fan. I'm happy with her. I'm glad they casted her. She looks fun.
Good. All right, let's get on to our next contestant. We have, I don't know why I'm calling everyone like my boys and my girls. I mean, but you know what? This is my boy. He is Dan the WARDOG DASILVA. He is 38 years old. The WARDOG lives in LA. The WARDOG is a law student, and the WARDOG is former military. He enjoys the gym, basketball, and Netflix. Pretty, we see a lot of Netflix on here. Not one Hulu. I mean, come on, guys. Have some class. Does not like weakness and negative energy. Described himself as being confident, self-amused, and passionate. I thought him saying that he's self-amused is a pretty good trait to have, because that means you can entertain yourself. Pretty sure that's what that means, right? Is that what self-amused means? I'm not even sure. But that's what that means. That's pretty good. But biggest inspiration is the men and women who joined the army after the war started. He joined in the late 90s. He said he fought alongside a lot of those kids. Likes a solid variety of popular and strategic game players. He said like 5 or 6 people. I'm not even going to get into it. If you want to, Nate, go right ahead.
Yeah, he's clearly a super fan. I think he just needed to prove that he was like it. Like
to you,
not just me, to people in general. Like he brings up like 8 different people. Yeah, as you said, like 8 people. But he brings up Yule and Earl, so clearly he's familiar with what I consider to be the golden age of Survivor. But he.
Well, I think Penner's the guy to take home from that.
But I like some things I see that I'm like, oh, he'll do great with. Other things I'm like, okay, he's gonna get blindsided so freaking early, like it's not even funny. One thing that sticks out to me is that he's a Bronze Star medal. For those of you who don't know and aren't familiar with
military
with military honors, Bronze Star medal means that you did a very big courageous act. You quite literally saved someone's life. The fact that he has that, he's definitely going to be shown at like I highly doubt he won't get an edit, especially after Ben.
Right, yeah.
Like I think he'll be interesting.
He also described himself as being capable, or being the one rather, to like build up the spirits of the tribe, to raise their spirits up. So that's really he'll probably be a really handy person to have early on. I suspect if it's not one of the returning players who are not like physical, by the way. I mean, Kelly's kind of physical, but David is definitely not. He'll probably be taking the leadership role. If I had to guess.
Yeah, I would imagine. I feel like Dan is a very good mix of Ace from Survivor Gabon and Joe from Survivor 35. Just because Joe is like controlling in a way, because he's like, here, like I want to make sure I know what's going on type of player, but he wasn't a leader like Ace. Ace was a leader, but he was also controlling in his own way. I feel like that
because they're both bald.
It has nothing to do with them being bald. I just think he's similar to them in personality. So I think he's correct in his assessment that he's not like Tony, that he's not Boston Rob, he's not the specialist. Dear God, please don't be like the specialist. But I think he'll be entertaining. I think he'll be an early villain,
or an early hero, and we could get the early. This guy could also portray the early hero, digressing down into a villain later on path that we were supposed to see with what's his name, was it with Eric, the other tribe. So I'm excited to see how Dan does. I think he'll probably make it pretty far. I hope he does anyway. The WARDOG.
Jeez. If he comes out and that's the first thing that comes out of his mouth and tells people what his name is, like he's
WARDOG.
They're gonna do fucking like if he's not out in the pre-merge, he'll be first boot at the merge, I think.
Yeah. So. All right, let's get on to our next contestant. We have Ricky DEVENS. He's 33 years old. He's from Macon, Georgia. He is a morning news anchor. He enjoys basketball, hiking, and also playing with his kids and dogs, along with video games. He dislikes people who don't own their actions, and he also dislikes over-explainers. He's funny, compassionate, loyal. He's a family man. He thinks that he's most like Cochran, and he was an Eagle Scout. I have some interesting thoughts about him, but you go first, Nate. What do you think?
I think you can see him on my face how I feel about him already. Oh man, this is a Superman asking to get slapped across the face. Just like I'm just remembering to the preview where he's like, I want to be like the Kool-Aid man, just like coming in like. Wow. Just like, oh man, you are reminding me about like the Afro guy from Ghost Island. Like he is just asking to get blindsided in like the first 2 or 3 rounds. It's like,
yeah, I don't think he's gonna get far, but do you know who he reminds me of? Well, not who, but not player wise. But he's like that. He's like the nerd guy that grows up in like the country.
Yeah.
So I think he'll probably have this going for him.
Yeah.
So if he does make it for, it'll be a lot to do with social game, and he does have some athletic ability.
Yeah.
He's probably able to relate to multiple different people, because he'll have both the athletic side. Also, he plays video games, so he's got that nerdy aspect to him. All American guy too. He was wearing the American shorts. So he'll probably really appreciate like
WARDOG.
Yeah, exactly. So he's the classic, and then he's the classic conservative nerd dad.
Yeah. Just like he's just one of those. Oh my
if he's
God.
even conservative, I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I assume that he might be.
Yeah,
seems like it.
Possible, but it's just like he's way too excited. Kind of like
now look, I don't think he's going to get far. I'm just saying that if he does, it'll be because of what I said.
I don't know. It's just I don't have a lot of confidence in this guy. It's just if like people ask me to bet, like ask me who to bet on for this season, I would say just steer clear of Rick. Like just do not bet on him.
I hope he wins.
Like if
go Rick,
because I will be flabbergasted. But it's just like, oh my God, like just it's always like they always have to cast the over energetic super fan, and that person just gets out so quickly. And it's like because the over energetic super fans don't understand that it's not just strategy. You're not just going in and you're not just calling the shots. You're not just blindsiding people. You're going in and it is a relatable, communicable game, and you're trying to talk to people. Like not everybody resonates with strategy. Not everyone on the island is a super fan. So it's just I like for the super fans, like yes, I want him to go. I just don't think he will. It's just he's just asking for it.
Is he even a super fan? I don't even know.
Oh, it's clear. Like just
likes Cochran. I mean, he wasn't that. I guess that was pretty long ago now. Yeah,
I think he might be a newer super fan, someone who's only been watching for maybe the past 5 years or so. But just I don't know. Like we'll see.
Possibly. All right, let's get on to our next contestant. We have our girl again. I'm saying our girl and our boy for everyone. Okay, whatever. Just keep it up. All right, our girl Wendy DIAZ. Wendy is 25 years old. She's from Bell, California. She's a small business owner. She enjoys swimming, rock climbing, and just being active in general. Also karaoke and getting into shenanigans, whatever that means. She does not like quitters and people who don't carry their weight. So if there's anyone not, doing their part at camp, she'll probably call them out, or hopefully. She considers herself to be idiosyncratic, interesting word, fun-loving and spontaneous. She wants to bring a stuffed animal that she had with her since she was a kid, but knows that she can't. And she started a business on her own, which I'm not sure what it is because she didn't say. Nate, thoughts?
Well, I mean,
multiple levels here, huh?
Good word, good choice of a word that really doesn't describe you as a person in terms of idiosyncratic. Like that just means you're peculiar or like particular. Like that's it. Like okay. I don't know. She is the standard like offbeat female player that everybody wants to do well but never does. I hope she does okay. Like she's clearly a very bright personality. She's gonna bring some laughs, I think. I hope she does well. I think she's a casual superfan, someone who's only been watching very recently.
She reminds me of like that gamer girl from Millennials versus Gen X who ended up being the first boot.
Forgot Mari Takahashi.
Yeah, whatever her name.
Mari actually is a super fan. It's just
bad luck.
Yeah, bad luck, and the fact that she didn't understand that you, like, in the early game, you don't want to try to break up the people in charge without numbers.
Wasn't Wendy one of the people that they were showing like pretty early though? Like
Yeah, and typically those people are like key points in like the game.
Like I think she's at least gonna get like to merge.
Yeah, they usually don't show her archetype. I don't really necessarily
think
they
don't. They really don't.
Archetype, but I don't like she doesn't really fit it because I think it's just simply because she doesn't seem like she's nearly as pissed off as the other people who fit her archetype.
But here's the thing about her, and like her I don't think her archetype is what we think it is.
Yeah.
Because small business owner and enjoys a lot of outdoor activity.
Yeah.
You know, it's different from the archetype. I think you're thinking. I don't think she fits in an archetype. I think it's up in the air. Like I don't know what the hell this girl is.
Yeah.
But she'll probably make it.
I would say she clips that she no, what was the word? She could.
She could.
Yeah, she could fit it very well. I think I want to before I make any judgments about her, like concrete things that I've said about other players, I want to see her play. I want to see her in the first episode, just because like I don't think no matter what I say now, I think I'm going to be wrong. So it's just like I don't know.
It's because I don't know what to expect, and maybe that's a good thing.
She's a wild card. She's a wild card.
Yeah, Joker. All right. Anyway, we're going on to our next contestant. We have our girl. I'm not going to stop saying it. Not going to stop. Our girl, Lauren O'Connell. She is 21 years old. She's from Waco, Texas, and she's a student at Baylor University. So for all those people that want to stalk her, go down there, I guess. She likes watching Netflix, sleeping through her alarm, and eating a party-sized bag of peanut M&Ms in one sitting. Sounds like a good time. She does not like people who are intolerant to others' beliefs. Okay. Depending on context, I agree with you. She's competitive, committed, and compassionate. She has had 4 orthopedic surgeries that she has had to recover from, and during those surgeries, she has still maintained her position on a top 8 elite soccer team. She's also a religious girl. What do you think?
I love how in her pet peeve, she says she doesn't like people who are intolerant of other people's personal opinions, but then judges people who choose Twizzlers over Red Vines.
Yeah.
Like,
also Twizzlers are way better. No, I mean, like, come on.
Well, Red Vines are like if you want something sweet, like right now, and then like Twizzlers are like I could go for something that's like strawberry flavored in the next room, but I don't want something that's like gonna sugar bomb me. Like,
I don't want to die. She'll like Twizzlers more in 10 years. Watch.
But like again, like just picking Parvati shallow. Like every female chooses Parvati shallow, except this season, which I think is weird. Not a lot of girls are picking Parvati this season. I think
at least 2 did, but I could be wrong.
I'm sure she's going to be extremely excited to see that Kelly Wentworth is on her tribe.
Yes, I mean, she picked Parvati. Oh, she was the one that picked Parvati and Kelly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I like her. I hope she does okay.
Hope she doesn't get starstruck by Kelly.
Yeah. I think
always a worry.
Yeah, I think she'll be. I think she'll be fine. She's clear. Like she's an athlete. I think that'll definitely work in her favor.
Resilient based on her surgeries.
Yeah. I think the one thing that's going against her is how young she is, and like in comparison, other than the surgery thing, I think she's.
Well, there are younger people on this tribe.
Yeah. There are, but I feel like a lot of them more life experience just based off of this. Like this is all we're going off of at the moment. But like yeah, like a lot of people, like she's had surgeries, but like I mean, so has Kat Ederson, and
yeah,
that doesn't really make you a mature person. It's really what you do.
I'm curious what she means by intolerant of other people, like not liking that, because Yeah.
If, like, are the people that are intolerant of your opinions or people that are intolerant of just other people's opinions in general?
Yeah, because there's like levels here, and I'm
Yeah.
curious to see like where that level is for her, because that could mean like very different things.
Yeah.
Context, as I said when I was reading it.
I'm leaning towards the intolerant of her opinions just because of the whole like Twizzler Red Vine thing. But
which she's wrong, so she already doesn't like me.
I'm neither here nor there about it. I like both, so I can go for either at any point in time.
Well, sure, but you have to agree that Twizzlers are superior.
No, I sometimes I prefer one, sometimes I prefer the other. It's just like I could go for either, and I think I have Red Vines and Twizzlers in my house at the moment, so that just kind of speaks to that. Yeah, there's Red Vines.
Pick a side, Nate.
There's Red Vines in this desk right here, and then there's Twizzlers in my kitchen. So like I like both. But yeah. I like it's just I hope we see her. like that's kind of like I hope we get an edit like last season where we get to meet everybody. Unfortunately, I don't know if that's gonna happen because of Edge of Extinction, but
right. But there's also only 18 people this time as opposed to 20.
And we might see people more often due to Edge of Extinction because that's all you're really gonna see is just people at Edge of Extinction. So
right, yeah, it's gonna be weird.
An island. Yep.
All right, let's go on to our next contestant. We have our boy Keith Sowell, or Sowell. Apologize if I'm butchering your name. He is 19. He's from Durham, North Carolina. He's a pre-med student. He enjoys writing poetry and acting it out. Playing video games and board games, my kind of guy. Going to the movies. He describes himself as being religious, competitive, and creative. He does not like entitled or self-absorbed people. He received the Jackie Robinson Scholarship, and he's considers that to be his claim to fame, at least at this moment. He is a family man, so like loves his mom and grandma. His grandma taught him, made him like really religious.
Yeah,
and his morals stem from his faith and his family. He's also a Marvel fanatic, so probably looking forward to the movie coming out soon.
Yeah. I think one thing going for Keith is that he looks older than he is. Because I saw his picture, I'm like, oh, this guy's probably in his like late 20s, early 30s, and I come to find out he's actually 20 years old. He's the youngest person in the cast, right?
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, at the time he was 19.
No, I think they're no. During filming, he was 20.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
But Keith, you're 20.
Yeah, either that or he turned 20 during filming. It's
probably that.
But I think he's interesting. I kind of like another person that I just kind of want to know more about. I don't think this really gives me any clues other than like he says he likes Jeremy, just not necessarily for the like.
He likes the family stuff.
He likes the family stuff, yeah. So like he doesn't really give us anything in terms of like what he wants to do when he plays. It's more along the lines of like who he is, and yeah. I find that incredibly more interesting than other people in this cast. I want to see him. I hope we get to see him. Like that's all.
But yeah, you know, he's very religious, and at time, like depending on the situation, that could really help him.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times people, you know, go on the island and that they're looking for, you know, it could be like raining one day, and he could use that in order to like build bridges with the other contestants. Of course, he won't really see it as building bridges. He'll just be being himself. Being like, hey.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I hope we see him. That's all I have to say about Keith. I think he's either like going to not be present again, or we'll see him. Like.
We'll see him.
So I hope we see him. I hope he makes it into the edit. Unfortunately, I feel like the next guy will be Seymour in the edit.
I don't know about that. All right. We have our last boy here. We finally made it, guys. We made it to our last contestant. This is Chris Underwood. He is 25 years old. He's from Greenville, South Carolina, and he is a district sales manager. He enjoys surfing, sailing, camping, basically anything outdoors. Like I said, there's at least 3, maybe 4 people on this cast that just love outdoor things in general. He doesn't like people who are only talk, so wants people to walk the walk, not just talk the talk. He described himself as being personable, a hustler, and intuitive. He's playing to win, and he went from a barista to #1 in sales at his solo job in 1 year. So yeah, that's an interesting story. I mean,
Like,
that just means that he knows how to talk, and he's got the looks to back it up.
yeah, and well, that gave me some hope for him. But like what I was gonna say before, like the fact that he said like, oh, I went to #1 sales in under a year. Like the first, by just looking at him, like, oh, this guy's an Aussie bot. I scroll down, I see that like one of the people he's most like is Aussie. Just like at least he knows who he is. like
True. I don't know. I don't actually think he'll get far, to be honest. I think he'll be an early boot for some reason.
Yeah, I could see him being very easy prey for Kelly. I like
absolutely, and David too. Honestly,
yeah, he could easily be David's Ken this season.
Oh, good point. Actually,
I think the one thing going for him is the fact that he's in sales and he was #1. Like that's like we don't know how big the company was. Like that's not necessarily saying a lot. But
if I had to guess, it's a solar company, so he's selling solar energy. It's probably not that large of a company. Yeah. It's still a testament.
It's still a testament, but it's like that. Like, how impressive is it actually? It's just like
that's a great way to market yourself. So, effective. I would say
it's effective marketing. He knows how to market himself. Yeah, as you said, but he piques my interest more than a normal Aussie bot would. I'm just glad he doesn't have like a fucking man bun. Like just like thank you for not doing that. But just like I don't know. Like he's intriguing at the least. We'll see when we get on the island, I guess.
All right. So we have finished our cast analysis. I think this time around, I usually have us pick a boy and a girl winner, but because I can't find a boy that I like this season, that isn't David, honestly, because I love David, but I don't think he's gonna win. Watch, he proves me wrong. But anyway, I think we're just gonna stick with one winner, male or female.
Can we do how about we do this? How about we do veteran we think most likely to win, and then 2 newbie players that we think will win?
That's good. I don't know if I can pick 2 newbie players. I might just do one. But but yeah, I mean, vets. I think we're both picking Kelly.
Yeah, I agree. I think Kelly has the most chance at winning out of the 4 returnees. I think she just has a good balance of who she knowing who she is and knowing how it relates to people.
Yeah. Honestly, yep.
Like it's just, I think she's just aware, and like whereas Joe is just not, and David is very keenly aware. It's just he can't do anything about it. Aubry is, who knows? Like Aubrey's a big question mark for me, which is odd because I usually like I don't know. I think Aubrey's like she's probably gonna go deep. She's probably not.
Yeah. Yeah, I should look back at what you said about her during our Game Changers thing.
Yeah.
Did we do one back then? Probably.
I think I might have said she was going to be an early boot. I don't know, but
well, I'll PM you later. Let you know.
Yeah.
I don't know for newbies, man.
For the newbies, I think Julie is probably the woman that has the best chance. I just on paper, we'll see again. This is all speculation.
True.
I and a close second for the women for me would probably be Reem. I don't know. I feel like the older women will have a better shot when it's a return, like half newbies, half not part newbie, part vet season. I just feel like older women have a better shot. And then as for the men, yeah, I'm with you. I don't know if any of the men this season can win.
Yeah, a lot of weak choices for the males this season.
I feel like Keith is maybe the only person I would consider as winning, and Chris being the other one. I know what I said about Chris being an Aussie bot. I just feel like they're the 2 most interesting, and they're the ones that just have the skill set that actually can do well. Where it would with just Keith, Keith just being a question mark, and with Chris,
I guess for the guys, for me, and I'll let you finish in a second, but I'll let you finish. I think for the guys, for me, the only guy that sticks out for me is the WARDOG.
Yeah, I can see why. Yeah, like
I like him.
I just like, I don't know. I think Chris and Keith are just the biggest question marks for me because Chris is just like the biggest question mark, one of the biggest question marks, just because of the fact that he is in sales and he is the Aussie bot person. Like typically when we get an Aussie bot person, like they're more of like a freelancer type of person. Like they don't really do what other people want. Sales, not so much. So we'll see with him. And then Keith, again, just a big old question mark. We're not really getting a lot from his description in terms of his gameplay. But yeah, like out of all the men, I think they have the best shot. Then maybe. And if Ron can get past, what is his name, Ron? Yes, if Ron can get past the first few rounds, then yeah, Ron can do well.
And only because I've seen like she posted something and the people speculated that she was either going to be first fruit or the winner of the game. I'm gonna throw in Victoria BAAMONDE, just to hedge my bets.
That's fair. That's fair.
Also, I probably would pick her anyway because
I mean, like this season is so up in the air because
she's cool.
Island, like
controlling.
Yeah,
saying you're controlling, I love it. Love it. I hope you're not a first boot. Like, don't be controlling on the first 3 days.
She could be the first boot and still be the winner. Like that's.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, and do you want to talk about the twist at all? Like,
we'll do another video.
Yeah. Okay, just I don't know. It's just
we gotta.
we'll see with her. Just because like there's so much up in the air with this season, just because of this twist. It is fundamentally different than Redemption Island, but it's not. It's the exact same twist at the same time. So
yeah, I mean, in some ways, yeah.
It was built for Joe to frickin' win, of course, but like.
Well, we'll see. We have
it's partially challenge based.
We'll see if what's his name. We'll see if Gavin can take him out.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. So we're gonna end it here. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow Nate at.
You can follow me on Twitter at Hatsmania, and you can also follow my show, which is called The System. The channel name is just my name, Nate Rosansky. We are currently in the middle of editing season 4. We just finished wrapping up the filming for it, and the first few episodes will be coming out soon.
Excellent. Also, please be sure to follow us on Twitter at Room Podcast and Instagram at Reality Room Podcast. Please let us know who you think is going to win the game down below, and if you think we're right about our analysis of these contestants, say so. If you think we're dead wrong and you want to shit on us or whatever, I'm allowed to swear because I don't have ads.
Did we get any questions from people? That's my question.
Nope. We had up to like 4 or 5 people watching, but no questions for some reason. I thought that was kind of weird. But anyway, until next time, guys. Peace.